leaving dreams in our eyes. The crowds roar like a storm on the wind. We're the underdogs fighting again.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to Stateside Footy, and yet it is another MLS playoff live stream as the Vancouver Whitecaps will play host to LAFC live from BC Place. Not just BC Place, but a goddamn sold out BC Place. And goddamn it, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm actually fired up. Before we get into it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you do not miss out on any upcoming content from Stateside Footy. All right, let's go ahead and get into it because quite frankly, we're about 5 minutes away from game time, so we have to give you guys the starting lineups. And for Vancouver, they're coming out in a 4-2-3-1, a little double pivot action. And it looks like Tekoka will be in net for Vancouver. Their back line will be Ocampo, Blackman, Mbongu, and Laborda. The double pivot of Berhalter and Kubas. Ahmed will be off the left side. Sabi will be off the right. Thomas Muller will be underneath, and of course Brian White will be on top. And of course Brian White missed the last couple matches for Vancouver, but it's nice to see him back because Vancouver is going to need to be at full strength in order to pull this one off. By the way, and it's actually a really solid starting 11. As a matter of fact, if you ask me the difference between the two teams, Vancouver to me is a far more balanced team than LAFC. What LAFC, by the way, has is something that Vancouver doesn't, and here's their starting 11 tonight as well too. They're coming out in a 4-3-3, and of course Hugo Lloris will be in net for LAFC. Their back line of Palencia, Porteas, Tafari, and Hollingshead, who will be on the left side. A midfield three of Tillman, Segura, and Delgado. Of course, Marky Delgado, the former LA Galaxy, longtime member of the LA Galaxy, switched to the dark side this season. So he's actually enjoyed quite a nice little season there for LAFC. And of course, the front three of Ordaz, Bouanga, and Sun. And this is something, as far as I'm concerned, is something that Vancouver is going to have to be accountable for because obviously the combination of Son Heung-min and Denis Bouanga is something that not a lot of teams know how to defend. Let's just keep it real. Both of these guys essentially accounted for 60% of their goals this season, which is just absolutely insane when you really think about it. And we're talking about Son Heung-min, who came over in August, right? So he's really only been a part of this squad for a few months, but already, Steve Cherundolo understands exactly how to deploy both of these. And that being said, we also haven't seen this type of dynamic duo in quite a long time when it comes to Major League Soccer. Yes, we've had prolific goal scorers, but the reality is to have these type of impact players playing at the same time is something that is actually incredibly special, albeit LAFC. And if you ask me, quite honestly, fuck LAFC. But that being said, when I think about this, for me at least, number one, Vancouver is a very balanced team, and that's something that I can't overstate. When you look at the talent between their back line, their midfield, and of course their attacking four, they do a lot of things really well, and I think it kind of starts right there in the midfield as well too. Their link-up play is absolutely brilliant. Sebastian Berhalter for me at least, seems like it's the engine that kind of makes that Vancouver Whitecaps attack go. The reality is, not only is he very good on the ball, but his distribution is something that if you're not careful, all of a sudden a turnover right there in the midfield, and next thing you know, Vancouver is going to be in that essentially into their attacking third, and just the way that they move that ball. Whether it's outside to the wings or whether it's central through Thomas Muller, this team is absolutely dangerous. Of course, now they get their goal scorer up top in Brian White, and of course, that man knows exactly what to do with the ball when he's inside that 6-yard box. But the reality is, one of the biggest reasons why Vancouver did what they did is because, number one, they were able to stay healthy for the good part of the season, but also number two, it is that balance. It is that balance that they have. They don't get too high. They obviously don't get too low. And what we saw in that second match against Dallas in that series, I think that was a little bit of an aberration, because usually teams don't tend to not do that directly through Vancouver. And of course, now that Vancouver is at home for tonight's match, me personally, I actually think this might be Vancouver's to lose. That being said, when you look at LAFC, one of the things I don't like about LAFC is that back four. They have been known to, let's be honest, they have been known to leak goals, but it doesn't matter because they're so good in the attack. And when they come forward, the intent, the ability to finish off attacking sequences, this team can score 3 goals with their 3 goals a match with their fucking eyes closed. It is what it is. That is the strength of LAFC. And the hardest thing to do against LAFC is try to mark them out of the match. It's something that not a lot of teams in this league is able to do, because regardless, even if one of these guys has themselves a little bit of a game or a little bit of a bad game, there's always somebody else that's going to be able to destroy you. So from that standpoint, this is going to be a very close game. It's going to come down to who's going to blink first. That is who's going to lose this match. I would like to think that this one favors the home crowd, but that being said, it is what it is. So you guys let me know how you think this match is going to go down. What is your score prediction? Obviously, the chat is open, and it will be open all match long. So let's go ahead and see if we are getting ready for this one. And it looks like we are dangerously close. A sold-out BC place for this one up north across the border. And God damn it, man, I miss BC. Big fan of Vancouver. I've always had a good time up there, and of course, as far as I'm concerned, Vancouver is actually a really good soccer town. But that being said, we are very close to this opening kick, and of course, for those that are tuning in, obviously, MLS playoffs are going to be free on Apple, so I actually kind of like that, because this is supposed to be the signature marquee, I guess you can say, tournament of the MLS season, which is their playoffs. And it's nice to see this one being free, so for anybody that wants to watch it, so you don't have to worry about paywalls and things like that. But that being said, man, it's funny because I think about this, and it's like, and I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, how is Vancouver going to try to mark Sonny out, mark him out to a point where he might be a non-factor. I mean, he's only had 12 appearances for LAFC since coming over from Tottenham Hotspur, 10 goals, 4 assists. And then you look at the production of Denis Bouanga, and for me, the more the more that I think about it, the taller the task this is going to have to be for Vancouver. But that being said, if there's any team in this league that actually can be perfect, it is Vancouver, because this team throughout the course of the season has had these type of matches where the margin for error is very, very much small. It's actually zero, and they came away victorious. So from that standpoint, I don't know, man. I guess you can say my heart says Vancouver, but my head says LAFC. And I feel like I don't necessarily think I can predict, a match like this. But that being said, I am gonna make a right before kick prediction, and I'm gonna say it's going to be Vancouver 3, LAFC 1. That is going to be my prediction for this one. I just a big part of me thinks that Vancouver is going to feed off their home energy. A sellout crowd. This one is probably one of their biggest matches in team history. And when you have the ability to play in front of a packed house, I don't know, man. A big part of me doesn't think that Vancouver is going to let their fans down. So from that standpoint, I am saying 3-1 Vancouver. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. If you think I'm out of pocket for this one, because I know there's going to be people that are just going to assume that it's going to be LAFC. But that being said, it's like, I don't know, man. The one thing that LAFC doesn't possess is the one thing that Vancouver has, and that's balance from the back to the front. This team knows it. This team just understands exactly their positioning. They know exactly where they're going to be out on the pitch. These teammates can read each other quite well. And from that standpoint, I would assume the same could be said for LAFC, but I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like LAFC really all they have is goal scoring prowess, which is actually 50% of the battle. The other thing is, I don't know, man. I've never, at watching LAFC for a good portion of the season, I never came away impressed with their defense. They tend to leak goals. The other problem is if their midfield is on, they're incredibly hard to beat. Sometimes they have been switched off in bad losses. But that being said, for the most part of the season, they've actually played pretty well. And of course, Steve Cherundolo, this is his last go round as head coach, and so you probably would assume that there's MLS Cup wants and dreams for that squad. But I don't know, man. This is going to be a doozy. By the way, tomorrow at 4:00 Eastern, FC Cincinnati hosts Inter Miami. And I actually might be around for that one as well, too, because I actually I kind of enjoy doing these live streams. So we will see. We shall see what tomorrow brings. But that being said, tonight, when I think about win probabilities in this matchup, I would probably assume that Vancouver is going to be the favorite tonight. I would probably put the win probability somewhere around 60% for LAFC. I got that. I think I have that right around 40%. I don't know. When it comes to playoffs, and especially the MLS Cup playoffs, and of course I've seen, let's see. Well, ever since Seattle came in, so really I've seen pretty much every single playoff since 2009, and I can tell you that for the most part, these playoffs generally do favor the home team, regardless of the playoff format. Generally speaking, if I would actually go over it, I would probably say with a fine-tooth comb, I would probably assume that the home team probably has a better winning percentage than that of those that are traveling. I guess the only refuge for LAFC is the fact that they're only traveling on the West Coast. Vancouver's like 3.5-4 hours by plane from LA, so it's not like they had to traverse the entire country. But that being said, again, I just feel like this is most likely going to favor Vancouver. But again, we're going to find out exactly what Vancouver is going to be all about tonight within the first 5 minutes of this match. Depending on how they start, is this going to be something that, they're going to be on the front foot and they're going to try to apply pressure, as much pressure as they can in the first 5-10 minutes, and try to get into this and try to get that early goal? Or is it something that they're going to take 15-20 minutes to try to feel out LAFC? But we are pretty close to this one. For the win probability by DraftKings, Vancouver is favored 43.1% to LAFC's 30.4%, and a draw, which is a plus 260 at 26.5%. That's actually quite interesting. I absolutely had a feeling Vancouver would be favored. Tonight's referee is going to be Rubiel Vasquez. And in the VAR, it's going to be Mike Camp Minor. So those are your referees. Not that it really matters because it's MLS. And our referees are absolute dog shit. But we are actually absolutely ready to go now. And it looks like the players have taken themselves to the middle of the pitch. Vancouver is wearing their home whites. LAFC is going to be in their road darks, or their home blacks, whatever. Head to head, since joining MLS, Thomas Muller has had 10 appearances. He has a 7-1-2 record. And I also think that he's got 8 goals, somewhere around there. So very similar. The importance of both of those players to their respective teams. Both have had impact, but here we go. Live from downtown Vancouver, BC Place, sold out crowd. And there's Son Heung-min. There's Thomas Muller wearing the captain's arm bag. There's Denis Bouanga. And Vancouver will hold possession as they will play from right to left to the north end. And it looks like Sebastian Berhalter will be responsible for the opening kick here. And we are underway as that ball gets played all the way to the back. And immediately that gets played to the front, headed down and away, but still kept by possession by Vancouver, and it's Laborda. And Vancouver will try to set up here. And there's Tristan Blackman, and Blackman's going to play this one all the way forward down the left-hand side. And there's going to be a whistle, and they're going to say this was against Ahmed for Vancouver. So LAFC now will have their first possession. And that ball's going to get booted all the way up, headed away, and out of play off the left-hand touchline. And LAFC will play this in immediately. And automatically they're going to try to go into the box, headed up. And it looks like it's going to get out and it looked like it was Ordaz that got free in the middle of the box, but he was absolutely double covered right there as the ball did go off his head, but it went out. So this will be a goal kick. Here's Laborda, and immediately LAFC is applying pressure here as that one's going to go out. Intended for Ahmed right there, but of course it just skies out the other direction. Here's Hollingshead now for LAFC, who's going to play it in. Here's Delgado. And Delgado does a good job right there of holding possession as he hits the turf. And they're going to say Kubas is responsible right there, as LAFC will have the restart here. And it's Thomas Muller chasing down Hollingshead. And Hollingshead will play this one forward. And it's going to be Ordaz who catches up for it, who keeps it in. 1v1 as he swings this one down. And it's Sonny. 2v1, and that's going to be tapped out off the right-hand touchline. As Sonny was doubled right there on the touchline. Smart right there by Vancouver. So this will be an LAFC throw-in here. And it will be It'll be Porteus responsible here for the throw-in, as Sonny is going to come down, try to make this touch, and he does. As Porteus now will dink this one to the back post, headed forward and then immediately cleared. But LAFC here will hold possession, and that's taken away by Thomas Muller. Here comes Vancouver, and he will play it all the way to the left-hand side. It's going to be Ahmed. 1v1, beats his man as he drifts centrally, lays it off. Here's Sebastian Berhalter. Berhalter's going to play this one in. That's going to get headed out. Tipped over all the way to Tristan Blackman, and they'll reset with Kubas. Here's Blackman as they go to the right-hand side with Sebastian Berhalter, who dumps it away. And that was the heavy touch. And LAFC now will have possession. A little too heavy of a touch right there. Off the right-hand side with Sabi. As LAFC try to play it quickly down, looking for Ordaz taken away. And so Vancouver will have possession here, as looks like Tristan Blackman and Bongu are going to slow roll this one, as they're going to play this up to the right-hand side. Looks like it's Sabi who's going to have to play this one back. And Vancouver resets. Here's Ahmed. 1v1, beats his man down the left-hand touchline, trying to come in. That's going to take a deflection off Porteus and out of play. As the throw-in's quick, here's Sebastian Berhalter. Berhalter plays it around. Here's Sabi. And he's going to play one in. That's going to get headed right immediately. As quick as it goes in, it comes right back out. And here's Tristan Blackman. Here's Sebastian Berhalter. Here's Thomas Muller. Muller cuts in. Good fake right there. Holds it. Here's Ahmed. Too heavy of a touch. Bounces off. And it's Kubas who will keep things alive for Vancouver. And now all of a sudden, Vancouver resets, as Sebastian Berhalter had to make a quick pass, immediately taken away. But here comes LAFC in transition. And it looks like they're going to sit here and try to set up. Here's Bouanga. 1v1. And that's going to get out of play right there. Good deflection as Bouanga initially beat his first defender, which is Laporta, but it was Ahmed right there who gets in front of it. Actually, it's the other way around. It was Laporta that takes the deflection. Ahmed was the one that gets burned right there, as he was grabbing a lot of jersey right there. So this will go out for an LAFC corner. And of course, Sonny will be the one taking this one here. Yep. High Plains Drifter. So Sonny will set up here. And this will be LAFC's first corner. As the arm goes up, this ball gets whipped in. Short. Tipped away right there. And looks like this will go all the way past the half line here. Good clearance. And this gets played all the way back to Hugo Lloris, who's wearing the captain's armband for LAFC, as this one's going to go all the way up. Blackman will bring it down himself, plays it forward. Ahmed, just too heavy of a touch right there. And Ahmed nearly took it away. But LAFC here will reset with Hugo Lloris, and he will sky this all the way forward. Blackman will bring it down, as Sabi will play it back. Here's Tristan Blackman. It'll be Laporta. Plays it all the way down for Ahmed. 1-2 with Thomas Muller. Here's Ahmed. Plays it forward to Brian White. And there's going to be a whistle as Ahmed goes down. As Tafari is the guilty party here. as Ahmed is up here. So Vancouver will have the free kick from a dangerous area off the left-hand side, right outside the 18-yard box. And it'll be Sebastian Berhalter who is looking over this free kick. And there's Thomas Muller, who's obviously got the inside here. Here's Sebastian playing it to the backside. Ooh, and that's tipped away. As it looked like it was intended for Kubas at the back post. As we see this one again, good delivery by Berhalter. Yeah, it was cleared away. As that corner gets taken short, but LA unable to clear it as that one comes down. Headed forward, kept in by Vancouver. It's Sabi in the box, taken away. As Tristan Blackman will hold this one, as that's going to get deflected out of play, as LA could not clear it out of their end. As that ultimately goes off of Denis Bouanga. There's Steve Cherundolo taking notes. As Laporta is going to have to play this one back. It's Mbongo. Ambigu? I don't know. As here comes Vancouver. It's going to be Sabi, who's going to play it centrally. Thomas, that was a little too early as Thomas Muller couldn't handle it. And LA now will play it all the way back as Brian White gives a chase to Hugo Lloris. Kept in by Sebastian Berhalter, but ultimately it's going to get out of play. Good play right there by Berhalter, cutting down a passing lane. As that one was, as they were looking for Bouanga to make that turn and jump for it out of the break. So it'll be Segura responsible now for this throw-in. As we are pushing 10 minutes now into the first half, both teams have had opportunities in their respective ends. As this one's going to come in, Sonny is initially going to make the header. Now here comes Palencia up the right-hand side. It's Ordaz inside the box. Here's Ordaz. Plays it forward. Taken away right there. Great play by Berhalter. And yeah, I think there's going to be a whistle. I actually think that might be a card. It looked like it might have been because Tillman gets his back pocket picked by Kubas, and Tillman automatically pulls him down by the shirt. That's got to be a yellow. As Kubas just picked his back pocket clean. So LAFC will have possession. Oh, that's a nice little give and go right there. Here's Thomas Muller. Plays it forward to Brian White. As White was looking for a foul, there is none. Here's Berhalter. Ultimately, it comes back to Tristan Blackman. And it's Kubas. Here's Thomas Muller. Plays it back to Kubas. And now it's Laporta. As Kubas plays it over to Tristan Blackman. And it's Kubas. Now he's going to play one forward. He's got Sabi, but it was just a little too far forward. As that one will get out for a goal kick. Good idea right there. As Sabi actually had his man beat. It's just the delivery was well over his head. Had a little too much pace on it. So this will be a goal kick for LAFC as we're approaching the 12th minute now here in the first half. As that ball is going to get played long. And Berhalter will try to head forward. Ultimately, it comes down to Sun Hun Min as it's Timmy Tillman, but that pass was nearly taken away. As that ball is going to go off to the backside. And that's very well played ball right there. Right in to Vancouver's keeper. Here's Sebastian Berhalter now as Vancouver's trying to break the other way. Here's Ahmed as he plays this back to Kubas. Here's Tristan Blackman as Berhalter will play it all the way to Laborda. Plays it forward to Ahmed. Ahmed. And there's a whistle. And it looked like Palencia might have been the guilty party right there, as he completely had his arm wrapped around Ahmed. So Vancouver will have the restart here. As they're going to switch this all the way to the right-hand side, it's going to be Sabi. Here's Tristan Blackman. Here's Thomas Muller comes deep to make a touch here. It's Muller who lays it off to Kubas, who immediately has to get it over to Laborda. So there was a man that was closing in on him. Good touch right there. Oh, nice little forward pass. Here's Laborda, who's going to make a shot, but that looks like it got deflected by Tory right there. And immediately, LAFC tries to go vertical. Right there is Blackman, as Ahmed will play this one back to Mbongu. As now it'll be Kubas who will play it forward. Here's Muller. Nice little nice touch to Brian White, who tried a backhand flick right there to Thomas Muller, but he was nowhere in his area. As there's going to be a whistle. And I think this is going to go against Ordaz right there. As that ball's going to come in. Here's Brian White, but it's Hugo Lloris to cover it up. Good hustle by Lloris as that through ball was perfectly weighted right there for Brian White into the box. Just a little too far forward as it moves quite quickly on this field turf here in Vancouver. But LAFC now will have possession. It's Timmy Tillman. And Tillman is going to have to play this back to Tafare, who plays it all the way back to Lloris. And Lloris is going to sky this one up to the left-hand side. Headed forward and out. And I think they're going to say last touch by LAFC. So Vancouver will have possession here. And it's Mbongu. And it's Blackman. As Blackman will play this forward to Thomas Muller. Good touch right here at Sabi. Nice touch by Muller. Here's Sebastian Berhalter in his central area. He's going to switch it over. It looks like it's going to be Ocampo. Here's Muller holding to possession. Muller plays it in off the chest of Brian White down to Muller. And that's going to be played out of the box. But it's Sebastian Berhalter. And there's a whistle as Bouanga goes down. And it looks like that might be against Kubas. And it will. So this will be LAFC possession here. And Hugo Lloris immediately is going to go down that left-hand side. But right there is Tristan Blackman as it gets over his head. And there's Takaoka. He's been quiet tonight. Here's Mbongu. Plays it down to Laporta. And LAFC is applying pressure here. His Ordaz is trying to sky to Mbongu. And here's Takaoka and he's got to quickly react. But he finds Thomas Muller, and he immediately plays it up to Ahmed. 1v1. Oh, nice move to the inside. He fires, and right there is Hugo Lloris. Good save right there by Lloris, although it was on target. Smart reaction right there by Thomas Muller, who off the half turn finds Ahmed off the left-hand side. And it was Ahmed who beat Porteras to the inside, and Ahmed put a nice shot on net, but in a very good save position right there for Hugo Lloris. But Vancouver will have possession. And it was Vancouver off the counterattack that was able to get forward and put the first shot on net. Here's Laborda. And he's going to play this one back to Mbongu. And it's Takaoka who's going to play this thing long. As it comes down, looks like it found Marky Delgado, who's going to have to play this one all the way back. That's funny. That's funny, Ace. Welcome to MLS, the home of the field turf. Everybody got it. As we see this one again, as Palencia goes up 1v1 against Cubas. And they're going to say Cubas gets the foul. And here comes LAFC. It's going to be Ordaz. Oh, good play right there by Mbongu. That one goes out of play. So this will be an LAFC throw in here. Off the right-hand touchline, deep in Vancouver territory here. As they're going to play this one back, and it's Thomas Muller who gives chase. As this goes to Tafore. And it's Palacios who's going to play it forward, and it looks like Delgado played it all the way back. And it's Tafore. And that ball is going to go centrally. Tip forward by Sonny, flicked on to Timmy Tillman, who's going to move it to the left-hand side. It's Bouanga against Ocampo. And they try to flick right there as Vancouver. As that one's going to get out. Off of Denis Bouanga, as Ocampo understood exactly what was going on. Looks like actually it was against Hollingshead right there. That's taken away. Here's Timmy Tillman. And I think there's going to be a whistle here. The ball did get out, but it's going to be a free kick to LAFC. And so now LAFC has a free kick in a dangerous area. It's going to be Poteros sitting over this one. Actually, it's going to be a throw-in. Interesting. Looks like everyone was gathering in the box there. And this one's going out, so this will be a Vancouver throw-in as Palencia plays this one out. So Vancouver has possession here. And it's Blackman who will play it forward. Here's Ocampo. Sebastian Berhalter plays it back to Tristan Blackman. Here's Mbongu. Plays it forward. It's Laborda. Here's Ahmed. Oh, nice flick back to Laborda. Cuts to the inside. Laborda loses possession right there. And it's Timmy Tillman. Oh, and that pass was a little too far forward of Ordaz, so this will be a Vancouver throw-in. Ordaz is a good player, by the way. I like Ordaz. Here's Berhalter. Lays it off to Thomas Muller. Here's Ocampo. Here's Sabi now on the right-hand side. Looks like Muller was looking for that inside pass. Finally gets it. Nice little tip forward. As Sebastian Berhalter will keep possession here. Here's Ocampo. Ocampo plays one in, and that goes all the way through. And it's going to get out for a goal kick for LAFC. So far, because we're about 22 and a half minutes in, Vancouver has looked unbelievable on the counterattack. It's in the buildup where it's a little sketchy. A little bit more success down the right hand side than they have the left. It just seems that they get better movement down the right hand side. On the left, not so much. Although they had a couple nice looks off the left as well too. Ahmed got a nice shot on. But so far, Vancouver's kind of dominated possession here. LAFC hasn't necessarily had a lot of time with the ball to set up, as that ball is going to go all the way down. And there's Takaoka immediately, and Vancouver will get possession back again. Here's Kubas, plays down to Laporta, flicked on. Here's Thomas Muller, and it looks like Pateros will play this one out, and immediately it's a throw-in. Here's Ahmed. And that is going to get out for a goal kick, as it looks like Hollingshead took that path away. Same thing with Palacios. So this will be a goal kick for LAFC. Tomorrow night at 7:45, conference semifinals, Eastern Conference, Philadelphia hosts NYCFC. And that's going to be an absolute banger as well, too. Yes, NYCFC lost their big goal scorer, but that being said, it's still a pretty good team. Although I would probably assume most people expect Philadelphia to win that match, but I don't know. We'll see. Here's Tristan Blackman now. And here's Mbongu. Here's Thomas Muller, who's going to play it in. It's Brian White. Lays it off to Ahmed. And they're going to stay offside. And I think they're going to say it was Brian White that was offside. That was a nice little pass right there by Thomas Muller. But yes, it did look like he was in an offside position. So this will be looks like it'll be a goal kick here, as Lloris will play this all the way down. As Ordaz was taken out of the equation. Nice little tip forward by Muller, but that'll get out. And it'll be LAFC. Looks like Palacios will play this back to Poteris. And it's Segura who's going to play this all the way to the left. And he's got to play this back. And he does. As White will give chase after Lloris. And Muller does a good job, as that one's going to go out of play. So this will be a Vancouver throw, and it's Tafore. Just plays it out. So we're 25 minutes in, and Vancouver's dominated possession here. The only thing left is a goal here for Vancouver. They certainly earned it, as Blackman's going to play this one back to Takaoka. And here's Mbongu, who's going to have to play this. Good play right there to Thomas Muller. Here's Berhalter, plays it forward. Brian White, all the way back to Ocampo. So here comes Vancouver, playing it up to Sabi. And he will play it forward. And I think that was tipped out. So I think this is going to be a corner for Vancouver. Good ball movement right there by the Whitecaps. And they got it quick. So this will be a corner here for Vancouver. Sebastian Berhalter. Damn. Vancouver's got some hotties too. As Vancouver set up here. Berhalter's arm goes up. That ball gets whipped in. Headed back. Ooh, that shot gets deflected. Blackman puts it up. And now here comes LAFC. And it's a foot race. It's Timmy Tillman. No whistle, as Blackman will play it back. And it'll be Kubas, as it looked like Tillman was looking for a whistle there. He didn't get it. As they're going to have to play this one back. And it's going to go to the left-hand side. Here's Mbongo, plays it down to Laborda. Laborda finds Thomas Muller. Nice little tip. As that gets played forward, here's Laborda. All the way out to Ahmed. Ahmed. And that's going to get deflected out by Pateros. Actually, it was Sabi. And I think this is going to be another corner for Vancouver. And we are in the 28th minute here in the first half. As you kind of feel a goal's coming one way or another here. As Berhalter's arm goes up, as there's a brouhaha in the box here, and it looks like this ref is trying to get order. As Tristan Blackman and it looks like Segura are battling. Here's Berhalter. It's going to play it short to Muller. Here's Berhalter. Chips one forward. Headed down. Tipped away. Sabi. And Sabi's going to play one in. That's going to get deflected all the way up. And there's Tristan Blackman. And Brian White comes down with it. And it'll be Timmy Tillman. So that's going to get out. And this is going to be an LAFC throw-in here as Thomas Muller isn't happy. And here's Segura. And here's Pateros. That's going to take a deflection right off of Muller. So that'll get out. As it'll be Porteris. Good tracking right there by Thomas Muller. As that ball goes sky high coming down, and there's going to be a whistle as Tillman hits the deck. And they're going to say this one potentially is against Thomas Muller. And I say that loosely because I didn't see a foul at all. As Porteris will play this all the way forward. Taken away right there. Here's Berhalter. And here's Laborda. Lays it off to Ahmed. And it'll be Mbongo here on the ball. As Tristan Blackman will find Ocampo. And Ocampo immediately goes back to Blackman. Here's Kubas. And here's Laborda. He's got space on the left-hand side. Here's Ahmed. As Ahmed goes down. This will be an LAFC throw-in. Here's Porteris. Inside to Mikey Delgado. Markey, potato, it's all the same. Here's Palencia. Tries to play it forward, but there's Blackman. And Blackman will play this all the way out. So it'll again be an LAFC throw-in off the right-hand touchline. Here's Tafore. And it's Segura who finds Timmy Tillman. Taken away, it's Sebastian Berhalter. Here's Berhalter. He's going to try to play what I don't understand what that was as that gets out. It looks like Berhalter was trying to find that left-sided outlet, except Ahmed wasn't there making a run. So LAFC will have the goal kick, and it's Porteris who plays it all the way to Tafore. Here's Segura. And it's Sun Hun Min. Nice inside run right here by Hollingshead, who's going to chip it to the right-hand side toward to Palencia. Here's Timmy Tillman. Tipped away. And it's Tristan Blackman who's going to clear this thing. Giving chase is Brian White, but it's Tafore who gets there first. And he plays this down to Hugo Lloris. Lloris to Porteras. There's the switch. And it looks like it's Tafore. There's Marky Delgado. And he's going to go to the right-hand side as he's got Palacios all the way there. Nobody's there. Into the box. Tipped away. It's Ahmed. And he finds Thomas Muller there. Muller. And that's a foul right there on Porteras. As we see it again. Yeah, I don't know. But that being said, Muller is a star. He's going to get those calls. And here's Ocampo. Here's Kubas. Tries to tip it forward to Thomas Muller, but it's taken away. Here's Sonny. Ooh, nice little play right there by Sebastian Berhalter. As Vancouver gets the ball back, as the Muller tries to play one in, trying to find Brian White, but it's Segura who clears it away and out of play. As Vancouver has to throw in. As here's Mbongu now. And they will find Ahmed on the left-hand side. Off the touchline. Here's Ahmed. And he's got to play it back. Here's Ahmed again. Cuts inside. Finds Kubas. Back to Ahmed. And there's a whistle right there. As they're going to hit Palencia with the whistle right here. He doesn't like it. So this will be a free kick for Vancouver. Good spot for Vancouver. Off the left-hand side, just outside the 18-yard box. And it'll obviously be Sebastian Berhalter taking this one. Excellent free kick taker. Obviously with the U.S. men's national team for a good portion of 2025. As Saba gets ready here. As this ball is going to go in. Headed forward. Ooh, and it just misses the post. Just misses the far post. Although, not a lot on it, though. And it looked like Brian White got his head on it. Oh, look at that play by Ahmed. And it's Ahmed in the box. Ahmed lays it up. Sabi. That gets tipped away. Oh, and look at the hustle right here by Kubas, who holds it in. Kubas will play it back to Sebastian Berhalter. Here's Mbongu. Lays it off to Tristan Blackman. Good hustle by the Whitecaps. Here's Thomas Muller now. Down the left-hand side. Muller is going to play one in. Oh. Look at Mbongu beating Ordaz down the right-hand touchline. And Thomas Muller has his hands up. And it looks like Laporta went down hard in the box. Now, it looks like Tafari As we see this again, Muller plays one in. And he just came right over Laporta right there. And actually, he threw an elbow. As Tafari's slow to get up. And I think everybody was wondering whether or not there was going to be a penalty. As Tafari's up. No whistle. On the play, I don't even think there's going to be a VAR check. As play resumes. And here's Takaoka. As looks like we are ready to resume. Vancouver will have possession as Takaoka will play this ball all the way forward. He's got a man too. It's Sabi who chips it. Oh, and it's in. It's Vancouver. Grabs a 1-0 lead here in the 38th minute. As Takaoka didn't play it short. As he picks out Sabi all the way down the field. And it was Sabi who beat his man. And then chips it over Hugo Lloris. As Vancouver takes a 1-0 lead here in the 38th minute. As we see this again, as Takaoka just plays a dime right over the top. And it was Sabi from the right-hand side beating Tafore. And it looks like it was Segura who caught up to him. He was the one that pushed him in the back as the ball chips over Lloris. Lloris hits into Segura, but it's Sabi with a great finish right there with the chip over Lloris. And it's 1-0 Vancouver. As we're now in the 40th minute. Great goal by Sabi. As Kubas tried to take the ball away from Timmy Tillman. And now here's Sebastian Berhalter who chips it down the left-hand side. It's Thomas Muller. Good moves by Muller. Muller cuts again. Plays one in. Nobody's there. But Kubas is there to keep it in for Vancouver. And now there's a whistle. And the ref has stopped and play for some reason. As we try to find out what's going on here. I don't understand what the stoppage is for. As play is resumed, as this will be an LAFC throw-in, I guess. And they're going to try to play this one down. Actually, no, they're going to reset here. As play now resumes with Vancouver in possession. Takaoka plays it to the right. As it was Sabi who gets absolutely punished right there. Looks like it was Hollingshead that delivered it. By the way, Vancouver is 15-0-3 when scoring first all throughout the regular season. So this will be a Vancouver free kick here. Here's Berhalter. Plays it forward. Here's Sabi. In traffic. There's a whistle. There'll be another free kick. As they're going to say this one was against Tillman. Here's Laporta down the left-hand side. And he's going to have to play this one back. That's Takaoka now has control. Here's Kubas. And it's Berhalter. Berhalter has to play it into Kubas. The Vancouver is playing themselves out of pressure quite well. And now it's going to be Ahmed. Plays it into Muller. Taken away by Segura. And there's going to be a yellow here. I think this is going against Muller here. Yeah, and it is. The Tristan Blackman just takes the ball away. And Porteris will play it out. As we're in the 43rd minute now, approaching minute 44, Vancouver leads 1-0. And they have essentially controlled every aspect of this first half here, as they have done a good job of playing out of LA's pressure. They are taking advantage of the space that's been given. As Blackman will play it up. Oh, nice play right there by Berhalter in traffic. Muller lays it off to Sabi, 1v1. Beats Hollingshead. As that's going to be a deflection. As Sabi did a good job. Actually, it was Marky Delgado right there on the defense right there. So this will be a corner here. As Sebastian Berhalter will be responsible for this corner here. As we'll have 2 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half. As Berhalter whips it in. Thomas Muller. Brian White. Actually, it was Laporta. As Vancouver grabs a second off the rebound, and it was Laporta who cleaned it. As Vancouver takes a 2-0 lead right at the end of the first half. Off the corner. As we see this again, as Berhalter put a good ball in, Muller hit it towards the net, and it was a save right there by Lloris, and it was Laporta who just comes right off the edge and puts it right past Lloris. Great goal right there by Vancouver. And now it's 2-0 right before the end of the first half. And by the way, Lloris just got nutmegged right there. And Vancouver has done a really good job in this first half. And they have been rewarded well. As we are now approaching the 47th minute now. As they have done a very good job defensively. That's taken away by Kubas. And that'll get out of play. So Laporta gets the second goal. And now LAFC has themselves some work to do in the second half. Oh, that's a nice little play right there by Ahmed, as it was Palacios right there. Here's Delgado. Plays it all the way to the outside now. It looks like it's Timmy Tillman. And there's Blackman. And it looks like it's the end of the first half here in Vancouver, as the Whitecaps will take a 2-0 lead to the half. As we look at stats now, first half stats, Vancouver dominating possession 67-33. Their XG 1.09 to 0.00. Total shots, Vancouver 7, LAFC 0. Total shots on target 5-0. Big chances 3-0. Accurate passes, Vancouver 280 to LAFC's 117. Fouls committed, LAFC 8, Vancouver 5. Corners for 1. When we look at shots, Vancouver has 6 shots inside the box, 1 outside the box. Total passes, Vancouver 308, LAFC 149. Passes in their own half, 127 to 85. Passes in the opposition half, 153 to 32. Accurate long balls, LAFC 12, Vancouver 10. Accurate crosses, 2-1 Vancouver. Throws, 14 to 11. LAFC touches in the opposition box, 18 to 6. And Vancouver was offside white once. And of course, discipline. Vancouver does have 1 yellow card. Tackles, Vancouver's leading the tackle battle 13 to 7. Interceptions 3-2. Blocks, LAFC leads that 1-0. Clearances 13-6, and keeper saves, Larissa's got 3. Duels, Vancouver's leading the duel battle 32-18. Grand duels, Vancouver 25, LAFC 14. Aerial duels 7-4, and successful dribbles 4-2. So it gives you an idea of just exactly how dominant Vancouver has been in this first half. And again, I think coming in, a lot of people just assumed that LAFC was going to roll, but I didn't necessarily look at it that way. I thought Vancouver, when you look at just this team in totality, they're a very good team. Seldom do they make mistakes on the ball. And certainly that's been on display. But the other thing is the fact that LAFC just could not get into this first half whatsoever. As a matter of fact, LAFC likes to play direct, and we saw on a number of occasions where they just could not play through the middle of the park. And it is what it is. Vancouver does, Vancouver does a lot of good things well, and one of the things they do is cut passing lanes incredibly well, as well as, I guess you can say dominate 1v1 in the midfield. And we saw that both today with Kubas and Sebastian Berhalter. They've done just a brilliant job in the middle areas of the pitch. And it's not just that, but it's also playing through pressure. LAFC tried to throw the kitchen sink at Vancouver, and they just literally waltzed right through it. But it's the little things, man. It's the little touch passes that they're able to do just to hold possession. But it's also the work rate as well too, and we saw that in a couple sequences there midway through the first half, as as LA was trying to work the ball around from right to left, and then all of a sudden there's a turnover right off the touchline as Ahmed made a very good play to keep the ball back in LAFC's territory right there. And it's like it's the team that it's the team that's willing to run, the team that's willing to do the little things. Is the reason why Vancouver has been able to dominate in this first half. So 2-0 at the half, and LA has their work cut out for them. It's a dominant performance, man. Very dominant performance. So as we look around Major League Soccer here, tomorrow, FC Cincinnati hosts Inter Miami, and that's going to be an interesting one as well too. And again, I feel like a lot of people a lot of fans have Inter Miami moving through. But one of the things that, I get it, right? Because of Messi, Suarez, and the things that Miami does well. But again, they have to do it on the road. And Cincinnati has been a very good home team this year. And they're also not punks either. They're a very good team. They're very well organized, and they don't make mistakes. And so one of the things that I think people are ignoring is the fact that they're equally as dangerous as Miami on the ball. They do a lot of good things. And of course, they have one of the league's best players in Evander as well, too. And if he's on, Cincinnati's going to be a handful. So I don't think this is going to be as easy as everybody just assumes that it's going to be for Inter Miami. And I would not be surprised if Cincinnati handled their business at home against Inter Miami. And of course, Cincinnati finished second in the Eastern Conference, next to right behind Philadelphia. Miami was right behind them. So, you're talking about a top 3 team in the East. But again, the way that I look at this is just like LAFC. When you have that type of firepower, it's easy to kind of romanticize, considering that, Bouanga, had 26 goals. I think Sonny had 10. And that firepower has done very good things for them. But again, a good home team like Vancouver is going to know exactly how to play it. And I would assume that Cincinnati is going to be able to do it. The other match tomorrow is going to be Philadelphia hosting NYCFC. This is probably going to be something where I would probably assume Philadelphia is going to win. Obviously, Philadelphia had a marvelous season. NYCFC actually had a really good season themselves, except they just lost one of their best players during the international break. And that's going to be a tall task for NYCFC. I'm just curious to see exactly who's going to be responsible for scoring their goals tomorrow. And on Monday, San Diego FC hosts Minnesota United. Of course, Minnesota took out Seattle by Sounders in that three-game series in the first round in penalties. And so now they have to travel to San Diego to take on that juggernaut, which is San Diego FC. And I would assume that San Diego FC probably handles their business as well, too. I'm not a big fan of expansion teams. I'm just not I don't think Vancouver has not Vancouver. I don't think San Diego has what it takes to get to the MLS Cup. Especially considering you're going to have to go through Vancouver to do it. Yes, that team is playing really well as well as anybody, and of course, their talisman is unbelievable. And I think it's what's his name? His name is slipping right now. Let me pull him up real quick. Andres Dreyer, 19 goals. Dreyer was unbelievable. And of course, when you look at how that team is set up, what they do is amazing. But again, not having the know-how of navigating through the playoffs, you're going to come up against teams like, you're going to come up against a Vancouver that knows how to win these key games. And again, I just don't think San Diego is going to get through, but I've been surprised before. Looks like Ace Leonel here says Vancouver is dominating in every position in LAFC midfield. Oh yeah. The interesting thing is Vancouver. One of the things that Vancouver has done well is essentially owning the midfield. And what they've been able to do is take away LAFC's ability to play direct. And I'm not just talking about Kubas, who's actually had a very good game. but also Sebastian Berhalter as well too. Those two combined have essentially taken away that that link up play for LAFC, and so you're seeing LAFC essentially push back, and in order for them to get forward, they have to play the long ball. And now all of a sudden, it's speed versus speed. And you've seen Laporta play well. You've seen Ahmed track back and play well. You've seen what's his bucket? You've seen Mbongu, Priso Mbongu step in and take balls away over the top, right? So from that standpoint, it's like one of the things that I've liked is the fact that they're not able to spray from the midfield. So essentially, Timmy Tillman and Marky Delgado, they're unable to kind of be that fulcrum that's able to either feed Sonny higher up the pitch or Dawes off the right-hand side. Same thing with Delgado on the left-hand side with Bouanga. And if you've noticed, that's not available. That's not available right now. And a team like LAFC that likes to be direct, if they can't do it, they're going to struggle. And as a result, Vancouver has just played brilliantly. One of the things that I like is the fact that they're playing out of pressure with ease, and then when they do get forward, they're able to utilize that central space. So they're able to set up off the right-hand side. Sabi's actually had a very good game, and even on the left-hand side as well too with Ahmed. Towards that end of the first half, they were able to kind of get that going as well too. And so from that standpoint, they've done really well. But the thing that I've actually appreciated was Thomas Muller, and that dude is that dude's just never phased. His flicks, his touches have all been good. It's sometimes you'll see a heavy touch here and there, but with Thomas Muller, it's like dude knows where everybody is going to be, and it's just he makes a touch, and it's like either off the half turn or or under pressure. That dude just seems to find an outlet. He's been brilliant. Sabi knows he's faster than anyone in the field. I would agree with that as well too. Yeah, dude, they're just so good. They're so good, and it's funny. Because again, the only thing I heard coming into this matchup was, Sonny and Bouanga, Sonny, Bouanga. And it's like, listen, man, I get it. They've had a very good season. Bouanga himself has had a very, very good season. Together, I think they account for like 60% of their goals. And it's like, I get it. But that being said, when you run into a coach that just knows how to game plan, it's just not that easy. And as we've seen in this first half, when you look at the domination that Vancouver's had, holding onto the ball 66% of the possession, and then when you just look at where they've played most of their football, which has essentially been the fact that they've kept LAFC pinned back the entire time. That's what I like the most. It's like when a team can shut everyone up. It's the disrespect that I don't appreciate, because it's apparent that they haven't spent a lot of the season watching Vancouver play football. And by the way, like they were, as far as I'm concerned, they were the best team in the West. And again, it's no disrespect to San Diego FC. They played well. Take nothing away from what they did, but Vancouver pound for pound is the best team in the West. From the back all the way to the front, there's no weak link. And I think a lot of that had to do with that second game down in Dallas, where Dallas was able to get on the board first, and Vancouver had to play their way back into it, ultimately winning. Me personally, I think it was a little bit more of an aberration than anything else. I don't think that was a preview of how they were going to play, especially at home too. Like Vancouver is one of the better teams at home. So we are getting ready for the start of the second half with Vancouver leading 2-0. It looks like LAFC is back on the pitch. And of course, teams will switch sides here with Vancouver playing from left to right now. LAFC will hold possession here at the start of the second half. They are 45 minutes away from advancing to the Western Conference Final. And it looks like LAFC has made a change here. It looks like Martinez is coming in for LAFC. And I will confirm that. Yeah, it looks like he's on. As that ball's taken away, as Timmy Tillman tried to play this one forward. So Vancouver now will hold possession as Laporta will keep it in. Makes the turn. Here's Laporta, and he's going to try to play this one forward. And there's nothing going there for Vancouver as LAFC now will hold possession with Porteras playing it forward. As Ordaz will flip it forward as Martinez finds Sonny. Here's Sonny cutting in. Oh, good block right there by Tristan Blackman. Here's Bouanga now as that trickles to the 6-yard box, but it's cleared immediately by Kubas. So Tafari's off and Martinez is on. And it looks like Ordaz is off and Moran is on. So a double switch at the half here for LAFC. As Segura tries to get free. And he does, but it looks like that's going to go out too. So they will do this one again. As Segura battled his way to the front there. As it looks like Vancouver's keeping a big eye on Bouanga at the back post as that ball gets punched. And it's a foot race. Here's Sonny as Kubas tried to get in front of that one, but it was ultimately blocked. So here's LAFC, and it's Martinez. As it's Moran. Plays it to the right-hand side. Bouanga breaks through, but it's Thomas Muller who gets there, and he draws the foul against Bouanga. And he's not happy with that one. As Steve Cherundolo sees his side down 2-0. Yeah. As good job right there by Berhalter to keep possession. As Blackman. Look at Brian White. Battles through 2 defenders to hold possession. Here's Ahmed now. Ahmed trying to cut in. Finds Muller. Tips it off to Sabi. Lays it off. Here's Berhalter. No whistle. As that ball gets played out. And I think Moran was looking for a whistle. Wasn't going to get one. Again, MLS refs will MLS refs. As here's Delgado. Plays it forward. Moran is going to chip it. Oh, and it looks like it was Bouanga who tripped. As that one goes out of play. So Vancouver now will have the throw-in. As Ocampo has to play it back to Takaoka. And he immediately plays it all the way to the left here. Good pass right here inside. It's Ahmed trying to find Sabi. That ball gets tipped all the way up. Bouanga is going to get there first, racing back. It's Berhalter. And yeah, that's going to go out. Good hustle right there by Bearhalter to get in front of it. So this will be an LAFC corner now. And LAFC has actually started this one with a sense of urgency. Here's Martinez. That's going to get tipped. Racing over is Priso. As that ball's cleared, LAFC now will hold possession. And they're going to have to play this all the way back to Hugo Lloris. Lloris will play it up the left-hand side. Sonny goes up. That ball goes out against Ocampo. And here comes LAFC now down the right-hand side. As Martinez plays through two defenders. Here's Segura. As Hollingshead will play it forward. Here's Sonny. And Sonny plays out of two defenders again. That's going to be tipped away. As Ocampo does a good job right there. As it looks like that'll go out for a Vancouver throw. Oh, they're going to say goal kick. So Takaoka now has the ball here. As they're going to play out of the back. As Priso, look at that move by Muller. Good spin move. Muller. And there's going to be a yellow here. And it looks like that one's going against Delgado. As we see it again. Yeah, and it looks like Delgado got Muller's arm right there. Delgado's not exactly thrilled. Here's Ahmed. Nice move right here. Thomas Muller. Oh, that ball is played all the way through, and now all of a sudden we got a 1v1 racing back. Oh, nice save by Takaoka. And it was Priso that got in front of him. Just getting a little bit of a distraction there. As Moran fed Bouanga quite nicely. And it was Priso that just got a little bit in front of him. Not by much, and Bongu. That's a good pass right here. Here's Thomas Muller. Cuts back, finds Brian White. Brian White turns. And that's going to be taken away by Tillman. As LAFC. Ooh, Hollingshead almost had trouble right there. As Lloris has to sky it. Tristan Blackman is there. Heads it forward. But Tillman plays to Martinez. Tipped away right there by Kubas. Here comes Ahmed now. He's got space with Thomas Muller. Right in front of him. Here's Ahmed. And he'll get around the corner trying to find Muller. As that's tipped away. It's Moran. I think it's going to go against Laporta, right there against Palacios. As Segura now will play it all the way to Porteras. Here's Porteras, nice little move right there in the mid, and they'll swing this all the way down. It looks like it's Hollingshead, and now it's Marky Delgado. LAFC certainly has better ball movement here in the second half. As Sabi tried to make a challenge right there, he falls down. As it's Sonny right there against the touchline. Nice little play right there by Sebastian Berhalter to not let Sonny actually get off the pass. So Hollingshead will have the throw in here, I think. As they have actually done a very good job against Sonny tonight, Vancouver. They have yet to let Sonny kind of roam free. Here's Porteros. He's going to try to play this one down the right-hand side. And here's Palacios. Plays it in. That's going to get a deflection. And it was Ahmed who tracked back, making a sliding block right there. You got to appreciate the hustle right there from Ahmed. So this will be another corner as Palencia. Good movement down that right-hand side for LAFC. So Sonny will be responsible again for this corner as Priso and Bongu has Bouanga. There's a shot, and it's going to be saved by Takaoka as that ball pinged back to Moran on the back side of the box, central area. He puts one on, but right there was Takaoka. So second half possession so far as we're through the 55th minute now. LAFC has 56% of the second half possession. And that's taken away from Ahmed. There's Bouanga. Sonny's turning against Tristan Blackman. There's 4 Vancouver defenders right there. And there's going to be a whistle as Bouanga's down, as he's holding his neck. I got shot. The flopping is real. As we see it again. Oh, and it was Ocampo that came in with the shoulder. It wasn't a direct elbow to the it wasn't a direct elbow to the backside, the backside of his neck, but he did come in with a shoulder there. As Ocampo came in tough right there. As Sonny tried to dribble, but there were 4 defenders right there. As the physios are out there tending to Bouanga. And it looks like he might be in some pain here. But he's sitting up, so I would probably assume he's going to continue. And he's up. As he's still kind of holding the back of his neck. As he's trying to sell the elbow to the ref, although it wasn't an elbow. Ocampo came in with the shoulder. And Bouanga will come off for at least 10 seconds here, as he's still holding the backside of his neck, but it looks like he's going to resume. And it'll be Tristan Blackman. And we are underway here as play resumes, as Takaoka will play it off to Tristan Blackman. As Berhalter plays it back to Takaoka, and we shall resume. Here's Mbangu, and he's got to play it back. LA have done what they were supposed to do here to start the second half, playing with a sense of urgency. Their ball movement is much better. As here's Martinez now. As they'll play this all the way around. Here's Bouanga. It's Delgado. Chipped it forward. Oh, Takaoka. Oh, it's a goal. And it's Sonny who gets the rebound. There was a lot of traffic. Good defense right there by Vancouver. As they did what they could to keep that ball at the net, but I think Sonny finally taps it in. As we see it again. And it was Delgado who chipped it. And Sonny at first initially got it on. And it looked like it was Laborda that tried to head it from a grounded position. And it was Sonny who just puts it in. And it goes through the wickets of Priso and Bongu right there. So, yeah, that's initially a good save right there by Takaoka as Laborda tried to head it from a grounded position. But right back to Sonny. And it's 2-1. 2-1 Vancouver's. LAFC gets one back. And it looks like VAR is going to take a look at this one. And I think nope. All right, they say the goal is good. So play will resume here, and Vancouver is going to make a switch here. And it looks like Robbie Gauld is coming in for Sabi now. And it looks like Alumi's coming in for Brian White. As that ball is going to get played down the left-hand side, headed forward. And Tristan Blackman. Oh, nice play right here. Here comes Vancouver. Here's Ocampo. Lays it forward. Here's Gauld. Plays it in. Back post. Tipped away. And it's Sebastian Berhalter here. Here's Blackman. Down to Berhalter. Chips it forward to Thomas Muller. Now it's Ocampo. Oh, heavy touch right here. Taken away by Bouanga. Here's Sonny down the left-hand side against Blackman. Yeah, and there's the yellow card on Blackman. And all of a sudden now, Vancouver is behind the 8 ball. And this will be a free kick for LA. Right outside the 18-yard box off the left-hand side. And Bongu is going to get off the pitch here. Helped up off the pitch. And this is kind of a pivotal spot here for Vancouver. Because if they concede, there's still enough time for LAFC. Vancouver has to be switched on here because, let's be honest, this entire half, it's been all LAFC. Yep. 100%. 100%. And Sonny will be responsible for this free kick here. As LA has dominated so far in the second half. Here's Sonny. He will put one back post, and there's Takaoka. As Muller will tip it to himself down the left-hand side. Muller. Oh, taken away. And Vancouver. And it looks like Alumi's going to get whistled here. As Porteras hits the deck. Here comes LAFC off the restart. Good passing. As Bouanga will play this forward, but right there is Tristan Blackman. Gold. Oh, and it's going to be Martinez that takes it away from Thomas Muller. Here comes LAFC. It's Martinez. Plays it all the way back to Segura. Segura's going to try to move forward. Passes it down. Nice little touch right there. It's Bouanga on the touchline. Oh, and Sonny tries to make a tip. But it still ends up at the feet of LAFC. Here's Tillman. Delgado sprays it to the left. It's Moran. Now it's Delgado. Nice player, nice passing right here. It's Bouanga. Oh. As Bouanga couldn't get off shot, it's Takaoka. Defends the end line right there. Good passing sequence right there by LAFC. As Blackman gets beat to the inside by Bouanga, who gets the edge. But again, LAFC's passing has been absolutely pinpoint. So this will be a goal kick. As Takaoka has sent everybody deep. As this one will go down the left-hand side. Here's Ahmed. Good passing. Muller. Now it's Berhalter, who finds Ocampo. Inside. Flicked. Oh, defended well by LAFC. That ball's tipped. Comes down to Ocampo as Vancouver holds it in. Gold. Oh, and they're going to say that last touch by Vancouver. And now Hollingshead will play it in. And Vancouver's hustling. That still gets out. Off the left-hand side. Last touch by Sebastian Berhalter. And LA's moving quick. Here's Hugo Lloris. As Gall gives Segura a chase. As that comes down to Blackman. Blackman plays it forward. Ooh, taken away. Here comes LAFC now on the break. Taken away by Vancouver. Great hustle right there by Vancouver. As LAFC was kind of dilly-dallying there. Here's Marky Delgado. And he will make the switch to the left-hand side, but it was Ocampo who was right there. Berhalter will play it forward. Here's Gall. Here's Muller. Lays it to Gall, who will make the switch to the right-hand side. Ocampo in the box. Oh. And now it's a foot race. And it's Bouanga. Oh, Kubas. Good defense by Kubas. As Bouanga beats Blackman. That's not really much of a foot race, but it was Kubas who got back. Good defense by Vancouver. As we are now approaching the 69th minute, here's Delgado, who plays it all the way to the right. Moving out is Laporta. And that's going to be redirected right back into Takaoka. And it was Palacios there who found himself open off the right-hand side. As we monitor touches tonight, Muller's got 49, Sonny's got 33. As you can see exactly where both teams are trying to get the ball to. But again, Vancouver gives up possession again quickly. As LAFC will try to set up here. Timmy Tillman tries to play it forward. Finds Palacios now on the right-hand side. Ball goes in. Taken away by Berhalter. And that ball is going to get skied all the way down. So that'll get out for a goal kick. Ahmed's done a very good job defending off that left-hand side. Oh, they're going to say this goes out for a corner. That's interesting because it looked like the last touch was actually LAFC. But okay. Looks like the South Korean contingent's out in force tonight. Sonny's ball's in, headed out by Blackman. Kept in by Delgado. And there's a whistle as Blackman has grabbed the back of his head here as the physios come out. And of course, this is a smart play by Vancouver. Waste some time here. Regroup. As Blackman's fine, because as you can see on that replay, he comes down on his shoulder. His head doesn't necessarily whiplash against the turf there. So you kind of get the feeling that this is just to give Vancouver a breather. Players understand exactly when the tide has turned a little bit. As we're waiting for the physios here. Yeah. Someone shot Blackman. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Ace. You know, he's played hard today, but Blackman's up now. So he's going to have to come off the pitch for at least 10 seconds. As we're in the 72nd minute now, Vancouver is clinging to a 2-1 lead. Of course, both of their goals come in the first half. And of course, LAFC has done a very good job in the second half. They get one back. As we are looking at the goals here from Vancouver, the first one was Sabi with the chip over Hugo Lloris, and then it's Laborda finishing off a corner. Good defense right there. But it's Sonny who keeps the ball possession. Tipped away and now cleared. And it's a foot race. Who's it going to be? Looks like it's going to be. Oh, nice play. Here's goal. It looks like it might be Alume. And he gets the side of the net. As Alume. Yeah. I understand bad angle, but that being said, it's like you got to be a little bit, you got to be a little bit more patient in that area. I understand it, man. The emotions are running high. That ball's going to get forward. Nice play by Takaoka. As Takaoka will just clear it all the way down to Hugo Lloris. Good defense right there by Takaoka to come out of his box and make the play. Because that ball was perfect over the top. Oh, that ball's a misfire right here. Here comes Vancouver. Oh, and Vancouver missed an opportunity, man. They decided to slow roll it here. They get a break with the turnover. Allowing LAFC to regroup and do exactly that. There's a turnover right there in the mid. And it's like when you get a ball like that, you actually immediately have to turn and head direct to the net. You can't slow it down. Not with the way that LAFC's been playing here. Here's Segura. Plays it all the way to the left-hand side. And it gets back to Segura here. And now it goes back to Lloris. As Delgado plays it over to Porteras. That's taken away. Nice play by Thomas Muller. Heads it forward. But again, the things that Vancouver did very well in the first half, LA is doing, just replicating it here in the second half. They're just passing like butter through their press, through Vancouver's press. Tillman makes the switch, and it'll go out to Palacios as Ahmed converged. Oh, nice tip. Oh, and Martinez is going to get the whistle. I thought that was great defense right there by Kubas. So it looks like this will be a free kick right here. As Porteras will start again. As Alume was tracking back behind Tillman. Heads up play. Here's Segura. That ball gets deflected. Oh, and just a little out of the reach of Thomas Muller. Oh, and here comes Vancouver. Oh, and there is a whistle, and it's a yellow card. So Vancouver now, in the 76th minute, will get a free kick here in a dangerous area. Heads up play by Thomas Muller there. And it'll be Porteras. That gets the yellow as Thomas Muller sells the shot to the stomach. So this will be a free kick, and it looks like Raposo is going to check in for LAFC. As out comes Palacios now. Oh, Palencia, excuse me. So Raposo comes in for Palencia. And this will be a free kick for Vancouver. And of course, it's going to be Berhalter. I would probably assume there's going to be an overload at the back post here. Makes sense. As Priso and Bongu is lined up. Muller is lined up. Alume is lined up. Blackman is lined up at the back. Blackman. He's there. Ooh, it almost went in. Blackman almost got to it. And now it's cleared, but Vancouver's doing a good job as there's going to be a whistle right there. And it's going to be Raposo as Blackman got to it. As that was chipped forward, Blackman got his foot on it. It was a good save by Lloris. As Blackman got his foot on it, and Blackman hits the far post. Good save by Lloris. As Porteras clears it. God damn it, that was almost 3-1 right there by Vancouver. Blackman just hit it straight into the chest of Hugo Lloris right there. And it looks like the physios now are looking after Blackman as he actually hit the far post with some force there. I do want to thank everybody who's been tuning into this one. And we got Farhan Madeira, Murda, staying up late at night in the UK just to see Sun lose. Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice. We got Dan Davenport who says, hey, Steve, what did you think to Pochettino angry press conference? I liked it. I liked it a lot. As a matter of fact, for me, Pochettino saying that, what he said was absolutely right. There is no regulars, there is no A team, there's no B team. It's just the national team. I liked it. That being said, it's like you can understand now that there is an identity now with the U.S. men's national team, and the more that he reinforces it, the better it looks. So here's going to be another free kick for Vancouver as we are approaching the 80th minute now. Vancouver leads 1-0, and there's Hugo Lloris. And Lloris immediately is going to try to play this one long. Oh, good defense right there as they were looking for Sonny. And it looks like Priso will play it all the way back, and Takaoka will sky it. That's going to get out. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like for me, when it comes to the national team, I like the fact that this team is taking on the identity of Pochettino. Better late than never. That ball is going to go in, and that's a good defense right there as Ocampo headed it right back into Takaoka. And now we begin again. And it's going to be Gold. Plays it off to Ocampo. Now it's Muller. And Ocampo's going to have to play this one back. Finds Berhalter. And Priso will play it all the way to Laborda. And yeah, that's going to be a whistle against Raposo right there. That's going to be a yellow, actually, as Ahmed had to come back to get that one, and Raposo just essentially hipped him out. As we see it again, yeah. Oh, and he literally just straight up tripped him. Fair enough. So a yellow for Raposo as Vancouver will have the free kick, and now all of a sudden we will have a change. And it looks like Ahmed's coming off for Nelson. This is a good switch right here, like for like, off the left-hand side. Nelson is actually legit himself, as that ball is going to get played forward, headed down. As LAFC tries to chip it forward, but Vancouver takes the ball back. As Blackman will try to sky this one up, headed forward. As Laporta is going to get whistled for a push in the back. As we're in the 82nd minute now, Vancouver still leads 2-1, but over the course of the last 15 minutes, Vancouver's slowly gotten back into this match. As LAFC started the second half. Unbelievable. But over the course of the last 10, 15 minutes, Vancouver's done a very good job. Here's Berhalter. He's going to try to play this one forward, trying to get it to Alume. Good play by Segura. As he played it back to Hugo Lloris. And now Corteris chips it ahead to Hollingshead. And that ball was just a little too far forward to Marky Delgado. And Vancouver will hold possession. And now Blackman will play it back to Takaoka. And we will start again. Here's Blackman. That's going to be taken away. As Ocampos. And that will knock it away from Bouanga. And this will be a corner for LAFC. Sloppy play right there by Vancouver. You don't want to concede this late. As looks like Bouanga is going to take this corner here. As they will play this short. Here's Delgado. Chips it. Oh, as that ball was chipped just past the back post. And LAFC just nearly equalized here as Delgado chipped it in. It was Hollingshead that got his head onto it. But he heads it just wide of the back post. As this will be a goal kick here, as Takaoka is telling everybody to go deep here. As Vancouver just dodged a bullet right there. as LAFC tried to play that one quick, as this ball is going to go down the left-hand side. As that'll go out. So LAFC will have possession here with the throw-in. And, of course, they move quick. As Segura, and he will play this one out. As it looked like he might have been looking for Raposo there. But Vancouver now will have the throw-in. As we're approaching the 85th minute, Vancouver still holds the lead 2-1 as that one's played back to Takaoka. And he will play this long. And it's going to be Nelson. But LAFC will take it back. Tipped away. And it's, Kubas. Here's Muller. Played it into Gold. Muller will take it away. Oh, good play by Porteras, who takes that away. And there's a whistle. It's going to be against Laborda. As Timmy Tillman looks like he got a little nudge in the back there. As the shot leaders for this match so far, Sonny's got 4, Bouanga's got 2, Laborda and Sabi got 2, and of course, Sonny and Sabi are obviously the goal scorers. Same with Laborda here. As this will be, and now all of a sudden, there's a shouting match between Ocampo and Bouanga. And Vancouver saying it's their throw-in. And Bouanga doesn't like it. But Vancouver has the throw-in. As Blackman will play it all the way to the other side to Priso. And Laporta's got to play this one back. Takaoka will sky it as this one goes out. So LAFC will have the throw-in as Raposo plays it back. And Porteras. And there's the yellow. As Sebastian Berhalter. Just came in there and got Moran pretty good. So there's a free kick. As we're in the 87th minute now. As Vancouver has their fair share of yellows. As Timmy Tillman's coming off. And it looks like there's a double switch as Hollingshead and Tillman come off. And it looks like Smolyakov has come on and Amaya has come on for LAFC. And this will be a free kick, a deep free kick. And they'll play this short. Here's Delgado. And Delgado swings it off to the right. Good cut in. Lays it off to Martinez. Martinez will sky it over the crossbar. As we are coming now to the 88th minute now. So 2 minutes to the full 90 plus stoppage time. As this match has turned into a beauty. It turns into a beauty. As Taco will play this long. Down the left-hand side. As Vancouver's done a very good job taking possession. As that ball gets played back to Takaoka. As that ball goes long, Segura will head it forward. Right there is Ocampo. Good touch right there. And there's the whistle against Smolyakov. Against Gold. Play resumes. As Tristan Blackman tries to chip it. Does a good job. Oh, nice little chip right there by Berhalter. Speaking of which, they're going to send one forward to Gold. And Segura does a good job as that one goes out. As he kicks it out to avoid the corner. Smart heads-up play right there by Segura. As we are in the 89th minute now, as the Korean contingent loves them some Sonny here in Vancouver. Of course, as that ball is going to get deflected out for a corner. And of course, Vancouver has a very big Korean contingent there, big community up there in Vancouver. So yeah, of course they would, bring their flags and bring their love for Sonny. But the Vancouver Ultras are going nuts. As we are now approaching the 90th minute, as Berhalter will take this corner. 9 minutes of added time here, as Muller will come short. Nice move by Muller. As Laporta forces the ball out. So this will be a goal kick for LAFC. And it looks like Lloris will play this long, and he does. Down the left-hand side. Blackman heads it forward. Down to Marky Delgado, who plays it back to Segura. Back to Delgado. Here comes LAFC. Oh, that ball's forward. Priso. Oh, good defense right there by Vancouver. As this one will go out for an LA corner kick. As we are through 1 minute of added time. As that ball was played forward to Sonny. Good defense, though, by Priso to get in front of it. And then it was kicked out. As Porteras. Here's Sonny's ball that gets whipped in. Headed to the back post, but there's Muller. Muller will beat his man. Here's Muller, who's going to play it long. And Nelson was in a foot race. Oh, and he tries to block Lloris. As Ocampo will knock it forward. Here's Berhalter. And it's Martinez who takes it away. Bouanga. And Blackman will get his second yellow. As this one happens right outside the box. As Tristan Blackman will take his second yellow in the 92nd minute. As we see it again. And he just leads with his shoulder. And no, yeah, that was no doubt. That was no doubt. Kind of a dumb play right there by Tristan Blackman. As now Vancouver has to finish this one with 10 men. They're going to make a switch now. And so that means they're probably going to have to take off one of their forward players to bring in a little bit more defense. So this will be a free kick for Sonny. Right outside the 18-yard box. Dangerous spot for Vancouver here. Kind of a dumb play by Tristan Blackman. So it looks like Hal Bueni comes in. And it looks like Alumi's coming off as they don't need a striker. So Hal Boney comes in as Vancouver brings on a little bit more defense now that Blackman's out. Can LAFC equalize here late? And of course, I think everything goes to a shootout if this match ends in a tie, as we're in the 94th minute, 3 minutes of stoppage time left. And it'll be Sonny taking this free kick. As we are ready to go here. Here's Sonny. And here it is. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. Son Heung-min equalizes in the 94th minute for LAFC off the free kick. What an absolute dime by Son Heung-min as he beats Takaoka to the near post. What an absolute dime of a free kick. And LAFC has just equalized. And Vancouver now, as we see it again, and he just beats him right to the near post. And there's just no way Takaoka was going to get there, as Sonny just puts it right to the top corner. What a goal right there for Sonny. And now LAFC has found the equalizer. Golly. As Tristan Blackman takes his second yellow. As now Vancouver is now playing with 10 men, and on the resulting free kick, Sonny equalizes. As now we're approaching the 97th minute in about 30 seconds. LA still has time to get a winner here. As Vancouver is now playing with 10 men, here's Bouanga. And that's going to be a whistle against Bouanga, as that'll go against Gold here. As it looks like Sonny is going to take this free kick as well, too. It's still in a dangerous area. Two minutes to the whistle. As for those that are just joining us, Vancouver took a 2-0 lead into the half. 15 minutes after the break, LAFC gets one back. And literally just a minute ago, they equalized. As we're in the 97th minute, this ball goes in. That's going to be headed forward as Gold's going to try to clear this one. And we still have 2 minutes left to play, as LAFC now has all the momentum. As that's going to fall through. But that's going to be held in by Moran. Here's Sonny, as he lays this one off. And it's Amaya. As LAFC now has all the momentum. Playing down a man, it's Martinez. As that ball is going to go all the way to the left. Here's Bouanga. Bouanga cuts in, shoots, and that's going to take a deflection right up to Takaoka. As we are about 30 seconds away from the whistle. And of course, if this thing ends in a tie, I believe it goes to a shootout. As we are about 30 seconds away, as Takaoka will play this all the way up, as Muller completely missed it. As it goes down to Smolikov. Here's Amaya. He's got space to dribble, plays it all the way to the right-hand side. Here's Raposo, as he plays this one in. And now that's going to get played out for a corner by Ocampo. This is probably the end right here, as Sonny looks like Sonny will come over to take this corner. If LA doesn't converge here, I have a feeling this thing goes to a shootout. So LAFC, the first half was all Vancouver. The second half was all LAFC. As Vancouver nearly scored as this ball goes short, headed away, as Nelson gives chase. Oh, as Amaya put one on right there. Good defense right there by Gall. So we're in the 100th minute now, as LAFC will have another corner, as Porteas and Berhalter are having a scrum. And you'd like to think that we're close to the final whistle here. As this has been just an absolutely a banger of a match here. Both teams have done it incredibly well. Both sides of the half. Sonny will put one in, headed away, as Nelson will chase to Sonny, lays it off. Here's Martinez. As Martinez will play one in, that's going to take a deflection, and that's going to go out. As Delgado plays one in, Halubi with the header out. Here's Martinez, chips it in, and that's going to be cleared away. Here's Amaya, lays it off to the left. Here's Smolikov, and that's going to be cleared. As we are waiting for the final whistle here, as this ref is letting this thing play on. As LAFC with a quick throw in. Here's Delgado. And Delgado chips it all the way out there. And here's Raposo, guarded by Thomas Muller. And there's the final whistle. So regulation has come to a close as this match is tied 2-2. And I believe this thing goes to a shootout now. And I completely agree with you, Ace. Vancouver 100% dropped the ball on this one. You know, going into a half up 2, there's no excuse for the way that they played in the second half. You gotta keep your foot on the gas. How Sun playing in the first half, not so much, but in the second half, he scored the equalizer off a free kick. He's played incredibly well. So it's a tale of two halves, really, as Vancouver get 2 in the first. LAFC get 2 in the second. And here we are now. And it looks like we're going to a shootout. As LAFC have done their part. Can they finish it off, or is this going to be heartbreak for LAFC? You know, here's the thing, though, right? A big part of me, it's interesting, right? Because a big part of me thinks that Vancouver still kind of deserves it. But that being said, I also think LAFC kind of deserves it for the way that they played the second half. But that being said, it's like LAFC did exactly what they were supposed to. Make this a match, right? So, I don't know, man. I don't know who it's like I kind of want Vancouver to win, but I just realized that my buddy Wayne Bonner here was the one that's asking how Sonny's playing. So, nice to see you, Wayne. Yeah, Sonny's been playing like Sonny. We have Farhan Mirda, who says, "Nice one, Sonny. Nice one. Nice ones. Nice son." Okay, so nice one, Sonny. Nice one, son. Nice one, Sonny. Let's have another. Let's have another one, Spurs legend. Nice. I like that. So we are getting set for a shootout here. As there's Thomas Muller. As there's Takaoka for Vancouver. As this one's going to be a tough one, man. As it looks like Gold's got the captain's band for Vancouver. So we'll see how this one plays out. As it looks like Thomas Muller might be done here. Are they actually going to extra time here? I thought this. I thought this went to a shootout. Let me check real quick. All right, so if a conference semifinal game is tied, it'll be two 15-minute periods. Okay, I got it. So now it's 30 minutes of extra time, two 15-minute halves, then a shootout. Okay, so here we go. As we go to extra time, now LAFC will be playing from left to right as they switch sides. As Vancouver's still playing, obviously, with 10 men, as Tristan Blackman took a dumb penalty, got his second yellow. Here's Smolikov. He'll play one in. As Gold will clear it. As Delgado will play it all the way over. Here's Martinez off the right side. 1v1. Plays it in. And now they'll switch it to the left side. As Vancouver has to remain absolutely turned on here. As LAFC now will play this all the way over to Porteras. Here's Martinez. And he's going to have to play this one back. As Segura will lay it off to Delgado. Off the left-hand side. That ball's going to go in. Ooh, and it did. It looks like it found Bouanga. As Bouanga now plays it over the bar, so this will be a goal kick. Yeah, so apparently that shootout rule was only for the first round. So once you get to the conference semifinal and the conference final, then it goes to two 15-minute periods, then a shootout if it's still tied after that point. So here we go here. As Vancouver tries to play it forward. It comes down to Nelson, but boxed out by Pateras. But there's a whistle. And LAFC again starts quick, ball through. And it's Ocampos. As that ball gets deflected out. Good defense right there by Ocampos. As he boxed out Bouanga right there. Good no call by the ref, as that contact was initiated by Bouanga. So Vancouver will have the goal kick. Here's Priso. Plays it down and out of play. So Thomas Muller's come off here. As we're in the 102nd minute now. As LAFC now. Possession's gone all the way to LAFC. As it looks like LAFC has done a very good job as Vancouver's has two very good lines. That's actually a very good play right there by Laborda, having to reset as Vancouver has two lines of four. Here's Martinez. Plays it all the way to the left. It's Smolikov. And he's going to lay this one back. As that ball gets whipped in all the way. Oh, good defense right there by Laborda. As it was Moran. Looked like he had a shot at the net right there. Good defense by Laborda. As I hate to say it, Vancouver's come completely unglued in the last 15, 20 minutes. As Martinez will take this corner here. As that ball goes short. Oh! As that'll go out again. As they did get a shot on, it was deflected. As this one will play short. Here's Bouanga. Taken away. It's Laborda. He's going to play it forward. Here's Nelson. Yep, and that's a yellow card right there against Amaya. As we look at that corner again, yep. As that ball was actually headed down by Bouanga to Moran, who put one on, but right there was Takaoka. Point blank save. Here's Laborda now, trying to chip it forward to Gald, and he does. Gald's going to play one forward into Nelson. And it's, good play right there by Segura. And Lloris plays one out. Amaya plays it forward. Off to Nelson. Tipped out by Laborda. Throw in LAFC. Here's Raposo. And LAFC now will hold possession. It's Delgado. It's kind of odd, right? So the first round, there's no extra time. It's a shootout. But as soon as you get past the first round, then obviously you go back to the extra time. That makes no sense. That's a good through ball. Taken away by Vancouver. As Halbuni will play it forward, but right there was Sebastian Berhalter. But it comes down back to LA. Here's Amaya. Gall will try to come in on Moran. Priso does a good job right there. And there's a yellow card against Priso now. As this ref is actually really quick to the trigger. Vancouver's come unglued. So this will be a free kick. And it'll be Sonny taking the free kick. Here's Sonny. And it goes. Headed away. Here's Bouanga. Chipped it forward, deflected by Priso. As Laporta does a good job right there as that one goes out. So it'll be a corner for LAFC here. As Takaoka's down. He's holding his knee. And it looks like Vancouver is stalling here. As we see that replay again. Yeah, he was untouched. Yeah, 100% a stall right there by Takaoka. Makes sense. As we are back here, as Sonny's going to be taking this corner here. As that ball gets whipped in. Headed out. Nelson gives chase back to Sonny. Beats his man to the inside. Tipped out. And that's going to go out. Looks like it'll be a Vancouver goal kick right there. As we see Nilsson just got beat. It was Berhalter that made the tip. Last touch by Sonny. As we're approaching the 110th minute, I think. As the Tottenham shirts are hanging from the rafters here. As the ref says that there's a couple minutes left in this overtime period, as Takaoka will play this long. That gets out. As LAFC will have to throw in. Here's Raposo. As that goes back to Patoris. And over to Delgado. As that ball will swing to the right. Here's Raposo. As Moran will play this back. Give credit to Vancouver. They're defending really well. As they've essentially just resigned themselves to a defensive shell here. As that ball's going to come in. As they try to play one over the top. In it goes. Good defense by Gauld. As the cameras keep panning to Vancouver baddies. As Bouanga tried to find Martinez there, as it was Gauld. I think this is going to go out for a corner. No, they're going to say goal kick. Fair enough. As Takaoka will play this long. As that's going to get headed back to Hugo Lloris. And here comes LAFC as Takaoka was given a yellow for delay of game. And I have to think that might be Vancouver's 8th yellow card. Something like that. That's a good through ball right there. Here's Bouanga. Good defense right there by Laporta. as that'll get out for a throw-in. As LA now play it back to Segura. Finds Porteras. As that goes down to Smolikov. Nice little deflection chip in. Here's Bouanga. As that's tipped away, and there's a whistle as Sonny's down. But yeah, they're going to say this one is against LAFC. As Sonny has played every single minute of this match. Same with Bouanga. As that ball gets played long right there, but LAFC again will hold possession. As that ball's going to go down the right-hand side, that's going to be offside by Raposo right there. As there's Thomas Muller on the sidelines. He's not happy. As Priso will play it back to Takaoka. I believe we're getting to the end of the overtime period here. Here's Halboni. As that ball is going to get deflected out. And they're going to say this is an LAFC throw, and even though it was clearly off Delgado. Unreal. So 2 minutes of added time here. As that ball is going to go all the way down. Held in by LFC. That's going to get chipped all the way up, all the way past. So this will be a goal kick here. As we're getting down to the final minute and a half here. And I believe we go to a shootout once this final whistle is blown. As neither team were able to produce a goal here, as Takaoka will play this long. As Berhalter tried to go up, but it came down to Martinez. And here comes LAFC now. Here's Delgado. And Smolikov. As Delgado will go to the right-hand side to Porteras. Moran. As Raposo will play it back to Porteras, who finds Martinez. As Vancouver's looking for the ball here. As that ball is going to get chipped in. There's Takaoka. Good play right there as Martinez made a run into the box. And he's holding his foot. Clearly trying to get that final whistle. And there it is. As this thing goes to a shootout. Whew. So this, oh, I see. This is the first extra time. Okay. All right. So I guess we're going to a second 15-minute extra time. I believe that's what's happening here. As they are replaying that free kick by Sonny that equalized. That was such a good goal. All right. Well, this has been interesting. So obviously Vancouver's playing down a man as Tristan Blackman took his second yellow right before LAFC equalized on what was really kind of a dumb penalty. But the reality is once that happened, Vancouver pretty much came unglued. As three more players ended up taking yellow cards. And the interesting thing here is so now, as it stands right now, LAFC leads the possession battle 53-47. It's just a difference of what a half will do. And of course, LAFC obviously dominates the XG. The interesting thing here is when we're looking at yellow cards, it looks right now like it's 4-4 with one red card. Vancouver is actually doing well defensively. They're the ones that lead the defensive stats, but essentially since the start of the second half, it's literally been all LAFC is, they actually went into the half without a shot and a shot on target. And through that second half and the first overtime period, LAFC now has 17 total shots to Vancouver's 9, 8 on target to Vancouver's 6. And they had 3 big chances, missed 2 big chances. And when it comes to the passing matrix, all of a sudden, LAFC leads that as well too, 547 to 501. So we begin now the second 15-minute period as Vancouver will have possession here as they are now playing from left to right. As Bouanga and Sonny will still stay on the pitch for Vancouver, as Vancouver will try to chip this one forward. As that's going to come down, and it'll be Vancouver with possession. Here's Berhalter, and Berhalter will just play it out. LAFC will have the throw, and it's Raposo now. And Porturis will swing it over to Segura. Here's Smolikov. Plays it back to Segura. Into Delgado. Actually, Amaya. Here's Moran. He's got to play this one back to Porturis. Now it's Delgado. Over to Segura. Down to Smolikov. There's nothing there. He's got to play this one back. Vancouver's defensive shape is nice. They're not making it easy. Here's Raposo. He's going to play one in. Tipped away by Halboni. Here's Berhalter. Oh, good tackle. Here's Moran. Martinez. And it's Smolikov. And he's going to have to play this one back to Segura. As LAFC is going to try to reset here. But Vancouver was able to regain their shape. Nice play by Halboni. That's going to get out for a corner. You get the impression that Sonny and Bouanga they kind of look a little gassed now, as Smolikov will take the corner here. Sonny especially looks tired, as that ball is going to get headed out. And quick to retreat here is Amaya. Now it's Martinez. And they're going to move this all the way over to Sonny off the left-hand side. Lays it around the corner. That's too much, and that's going to get out for a goal kick. As Sonny tried to lay it off as he had an overlap. And it was Raposo who just couldn't catch up to it. As Takaoka will shoot this down the left-hand side. Headed away. And it's Segura. Here's Delgado. Oh, and Martinez beats Priso. What a defensive effort right there by Laporta. And here's Takaoka right there. This looked like Smolikov was trying to put one in, but god damn it, was that absolutely a beautiful fucking defensive display right there. And that kind of looked like it was Laporta right there. That came in with the sliding block right there. As Halboni is now down. As the physios come out. And yeah, this is exactly what it is, as they're trying to eat up time. As there's Thomas Muller. As they look at, it looks like they're looking at his left leg, as it looks like it was dragging a little bit underneath him. Maybe it might be a knee. As it looks like Nelson's getting instruction. From Jesper Sorensen. As Halboni is having his knee looked at by the physios from Vancouver. As this overtime has had quite its twists and turns, as Halboni's is up now. As he's walking a little gingerly, but it looks like he's gonna be fine. Oh, maybe not. As he's limping. As he needs help off the pitch, he's limping a little bit. So it looked like he may have hyperextended a knee or something. As Sebastian Berhalter is trying to fire up the crowd here. As Halboni's off, walking gingerly. Play resumes with LAFC now, with possession. As that ball goes into the box and it's headed away. As Porteras will play this over to the left-hand side. It's Delgado. Back to Porteras. Shifts it off to Martinez. Martinez beats his man. Martinez. Ooh, Takaoka does a good job. Smolikov. And that one goes wide. Takaoka got lucky right there. as Martinez beat his man. And it was Takaoka that made a great save, and Smolikov just skied it. He had an open net to the left side. As Halboni is now walking gingerly off the sideline as Takaoka now will play this long. Nelson goes up, headed forward. But back to Ocampo as that'll get out for an LAFC throw-in. So LAFC has possession. It's Delgado, who's now going to try to find Martinez. Headed back behind. Gald in the box. Oh, as that goes all the way through. As LAFC moves quick again. Here's Porturis. Back to Segura. Over to Delgado. Finds Smolikov. And Takaoka's there. Good hands by Vancouver's keeper. As LAFC had a free man off the left-hand side. Now Takaoka will try to play this direct over the head of Nelson there. But again, LAFC will hold possession. Credit Vancouver. Defensively, they have kind of settled in. Here's Sonny driving forward. Sonny will lay it off. Smolikov. Ooh, and that ball's tipped. And Moran was that central runner. And Moran just tipped it wide. Right there was the winner. And Moran was absolutely wide open as he beat Priso to the inside and just tipped it wide. Oh. That was your winner right there. But instead it will be a Vancouver goal kick as Takaoka will play this long. Over the head of Nelson. As Segura cleans it up. Here's Delgado out to Smolikov. As that ball's now going to try to get played into Martinez. Tipped away by Priso. Good defense right there by Gald. And he can't clear it. Oh, and Bouanga almost won it right there. As that ball gets crossed into the box as Gald tried to clear it. And it looked like it might have been Amaya that played one in. As Bouanga played it past the far post. LAFC just cannot find a winner. Takaoka again will play this long. And he'll try the right side here. Nelson goes up. Headed back. As Segura will find Porturis. Here's Delgado now. Here's Raposo. Trying to beat his man to the inside. Good defense right there. As Vancouver is just not making this easy for LA. Although in the last, 3 minutes, they've had two very golden opportunities to put one in the back of the net. Haven't been able to find it. So here's Smolikov now. As that one will go in. Headed away. And that shot by Martinez goes over the bar. And it almost feels like LAFC is pressing now. They know they got the advantage, but they just literally cannot find the winner. Golden opportunities as we are coming down to the end of the second half of extra time. Takaoka will play this long again. It's Nelson. Here comes LAFC now. It'll find Bouanga. Here's Smolikov into the box. Headed away. And that shot goes wide. It was Martinez who found himself with an open net chance, and he pushes it wide right. It is what it is. LAFC now is clearly pressing. So Takaoka now, again, will play it long. Headed forward by Proteras. Laporta. And now it's Moran pushing forward. Here's Bouanga. 1v1 against Berhalter. Berhalter blocks it. Now Gall will clear it. Kept in right here by Segura. As Vancouver now is going to try to press. Why not? Here's Segura. Here's Delgado. Here's Smolikov. On the left side, he's going to have to play this back to Delgado. And that's chipped in. Here's Smolikov now. And Vancouver's holding their shape well. There is a shot in, and that's going to be headed out by Laporta. Here's Raposo now. He's going to have to play this back to Segura. Over to Delgado. In the box and now cleared, but held in. As they shoot this one to the left-hand side, it's Smolikov. Here's Delgado chipping it to the back post. And there's Takaoka. As Vancouver fans are holding on. Can they get to a shootout? As Takaoka now will play this long. And out of play it goes. And there it is. So this will be a throw-in for LAFC. Here's Porteras. And it's Delgado. Chipped it all the way to the left-hand side. Here's Smolikov. Played it in. It'll drop to Berhalter, who now absolutely just clears it. Coming out is Larice. And LAFC will try to start this again. As it's Martinez. Try to beats his man. Oh! Oh! Off the crossbar. Oh, and LAFC can't buy a goal. Oh, two golden opportunities right there. One ended in a deflection, one ended up off the crossbar. Here's Martinez. There, that's offside. As we see this again, Martinez beats him, puts one in, and it was deflected off of Tokaaka to the crossbar. It comes down. A shot that hits off the post, and then another shot that hits off the crossbar. And again, LAFC cannot buy a goal. As you can see that Sonny's cramping up. As Halboni can't watch. He's got his head buried in his shirt. As this ball gets played long. As here comes LAFC now. It's Smolikov. As that ball is going to get played in, it's Bouanga. And that one goes across the goal line. As that ball is going to come down. And now it's a foot race. Here's Nelson. And that's going to get played out. And there's the whistle. Vancouver has held on. Woo! Woo! Yeah, I can't show the game, my guy. Yeah, for sure, Ace. You got to, man. Ooh. Ooh. As we go to a shootout now. As Vancouver held on for an extra 30 minutes down a man. But really, this second half was all about Sonny. A second half brace. Yeah, and the interesting thing about this one, Ace, was the fact that, they had multiple opportunities to put this thing away, and they just couldn't get it done. And from that standpoint, you wonder whether or not LAFC was pressing there at the end. And so now all of a sudden, now the pressure's on LAFC in this shootout because they're the ones that actually had the second half and they couldn't figure it out. And it looks like we have Munir Monterelli who says via Parler. Looks like he says Fala Portuguese. I do not know Portuguese. Manuel Arroyo said, like the Dodgers, Canada going down. Got to give it to Vancouver. Their defense was, solid as a rock. But yeah, no, we can't show the game. So here we go now as we are getting set for the shootout here in Vancouver. As this match has been an absolute beauty. It has been an absolute beauty for Vancouver. 2 goals in the first half. LAFC responds with 2 goals in the second half, both by Sonny. A red card for Vancouver, which directly led to the equalizer, and then playing 10 men down for nearly 45 minutes. And now all of a sudden we're here in a shootout. So it's going to be Takaoka versus Lloris in the shootout. Vancouver can still pull this thing out. As we will see what LAFC has left in the tank. Sonny will be a shooter. Bouanga will be a shooter. Who's going to be a shooter for Vancouver? Obviously, Berhalter will be one of them. So we'll see exactly how this one plays out. All righty. As there's the coin flip. It'll probably be Gauld, Berhalter, Nelson, Yeah. But it's kind of slim pickings for Vancouver. LAFC does definitely have the advantage when it comes to shooters in the shootout. But that being said, man, it's all about who's the better goalie in these circumstances. Is it Hugo Lloris or is it Takaoka? As Vancouver has done a very good job to get to this point. All credit to Vancouver, as LAFC could not find a winner. As we are getting set for the start of the shootout. And it looks like LAFC will go first, and it will be Sun Hun Min who will take the first shot in the first round of this shootout. Sonny certainly has put this team on his back in the second half. A second half brace. Can he be the winner here in the shootout? Can he be the hero? Can he send LAFC to a conference final? Probably not, because he's the first shooter. Here we go. Takaoka versus Sonny. And he hits the post. He hits the post. Denied. Oh, and it looks like Sonny came up limping too. As Sonny hits the post. As Takaoka guessed wrong. And he just flat out hits the post. Oh, an opportunity for Vancouver. It'll be Sebastian Berhalter. He is the first shooter for Vancouver against Hugo Lloris, the former French international. Here we go. Berhalter buries it. Puts it underneath Lloris. Lloris guessed right. But Berhalter went low. Vancouver's now got the advantage. Good shot right there by Berhalter. And he's fired up. So now it'll be Bouanga. Vancouver up 1-0 in the shootout. Bouanga versus Takaoka. Here we go. Oh, and he puts it past Takaoka. He guessed right too. And we are tied at 1 as we go now to Vancouver's side of the second round. Takaoka guessed right. Bouanga just beat him. And it'll be Nelson. Nelson versus Lloris. Oh, and he buries it. He went top shelf over the diving hand of Lloris. So Vancouver back on top 2-1 now. Good shot right there by Nelson as he goes top shelf. Clean. So now it'll be Marky Delgado for LAFC. The right footer. And he skies it over the crossbar. Oh, boy. Bad miss for Delgado. And now Vancouver can take a 3-1 lead. As Delgado just absolutely, what a gaff. Yeah, and he just skied it completely over the crossbar. Unreal. So now here comes the left footer. It's Gall. Against Lloris. Here we go. Oh, and he buries it. As Gall buries it. And now it's 3-1 Vancouver. They are clearly in the driver's seat now. Up 2. As Gall goes to the right side, just past the outstretched hand of Hugo Lloris. This thing can be over. As now Moran will come up for LAFC. He's going to have to reset that ball. Looks like it was in front of the dot there. Here we go. And Moran buries it. So it's 3-2. I think Vancouver can win it here. That was a good penalty right there by Moran. And here comes Ocampo with an opportunity to send Vancouver to the conference finals here. Here we go. Oh, and Lloris saves it. So LAFC can tie it, but Vancouver can still win it. Is Ocampo just put it central, nothing on it. Oh, gotta hate these shootouts. All right, so it looks like it'll be what, Amaya versus Takaoka, this to tie it. But again, Vancouver can still win it. Here we go. And he buries it. So we are tied now at 3 as Amaya tied it. But Vancouver can still win it. Here we go. And it'll be Laborda to win it for Vancouver. To send Vancouver to the conference finals. Here we go. And there it is. The Vancouver Whitecaps have beaten LAFC in a shootout. All the hard work that LAFC did. All the hard work that LAFC did in that second half. Yep. It is what it is. So yeah, greetings, by the way, from Vancouver, Canada. Yep, can't do it, man. Won't do it. So yep, Ace, you're 100%. Where can you watch this? You can watch it on Apple TV. It's free. LAFC has lost their credibility. I would agree. LAFC is so embarrassing. Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. This is the most unenthusiastic commentary. Man, Hey, but you know what though? Hey, I appreciate you showing up, man. Andy Marsh says, "Up yours, LA." I concur. Yeah, this one for me was the funniest thing though, right? So yeah, but what's so funny about this? What's so funny about this is it's free. Apple TV is free throughout the playoffs, right? That's the funniest thing to me. But anyway, so yeah, this is the funniest thing though, right? For all the things that Sonny had to do in that second half to get LAFC back into the match. And by the way, he had a brilliant second half. To get into the shootout, to be the first shooter, and to literally clang it off the post and put LAFC behind the 8 ball, man. All that good work goes completely down the drain. But again, that's the thing. It's like, what was it? It was Sonny and Marky Delgado right there in the second half. So in that shootout right there that cost them, right? So from that standpoint, it's like they fucking earned it. Sonny realizing that his teammates are not on the same page as him, or Sonny realizing he went to Major League Soccer. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the stats here. The complete game stats as LAFC will win the possession battle 56-44. The XG battle goes to LAFC. They have a 3.40 XG to Vancouver's 1.28. Total shots, LAFC 25, Vancouver 9. Shots on target, LAFC 8, Vancouver 6. Big chances were 4-4. And chances missed, big chances missed, LAFC 3, Vancouver 2. Accurate passes, LAFC 572, Vancouver 439. Fouls committed, Vancouver 18, LAFC 17. Corners, 15 corners for LAFC, only 5 for Vancouver. Of course, those coming in the first half. Again, when you look at these shots, it was just a mind-blowing differential between the first and the second half, because LAFC didn't actually have a shot on goal in the first half, but in the second half they were absolutely outworldly as shots inside the box. LAFC 18, Vancouver 8. Shots outside the box 7-1, LAFC. Total passes, 659 for LAFC, 526 for Vancouver. Passes in the own half, 251 to 221 LAFC. Passes in the opposition half, 321 to 218. Great googly moogly. Accurate long balls, LAFC 32, Vancouver 21. Accurate crosses, 6-3 LAFC. Throws 34-16. Touches in the opposition box, 45-28. And LAFC had 3 offsides to Vancouver's 1. Disciplined yellow cards were 4-4. Obviously, Tristan Blackman pulled the red card that led to the equalizer. Defense, though, Vancouver, this is where Vancouver excelled, especially in the second half. Tackles, 29-16 Vancouver. Interceptions, 10-7 Vancouver. Blocks, 6-1 Vancouver. Clearances, 51-25, and keeper saves by 4. The duel battle went to Vancouver, 71-57. Great googly moogly. Ground duels won, 54-43 Vancouver. Aerial duels, 17-14 Vancouver. The only difference is the successful dribbles, LAFC 9, Vancouver 8. And so when you look at this, listen, man, it is what it is. It was a tale of two halves where Vancouver did exactly what they were supposed to do. They came out two guns a-blazing. They get the first goal on a very, very good heads-up play by Takaoka, who finds Sabi making an inside run from the right side, beats his man over the top, and then it was a nice chip over Hugo Lloris. Vancouver takes a 1-0 lead, and then, of course, right before the end of the first half, off a corner kick, Thomas Muller heads it down, and Laborda's there to clean it. And so Vancouver goes into the half up 2, and you have to think they're feeling good about it, but they didn't keep the same energy to start the second half. You're up 2 goals, and so it almost felt like they just tried to park the bus the rest of the way, and you can't do that because LAFC within the first 15 minutes gets one off a scramble in front of the 6-yard box in Vancouver's 6-yard box. So Sonny gets one back, and then as that second half is winding down, Tristan Blackman I swear to God, that was one of the worst penalties you're going to take. And it's like, I understand why he did it, because he was burned. You can tell that Blackman was running out of energy. And at that stage, you can't let that runner beat you. So I understand why he did it, but unfortunately he was already on a yellow. So he takes his second yellow at that stage, giving LAFC the free kick right outside the goddamn 18-yard box. And Sonny just absolutely just buries it. And so it's 2-2. Now all of a sudden you're playing with 10 men and you got 45 minutes until you get to the shootout. Credit Vancouver because they played well, man. They played well. But at that stage, man, now all of a sudden you're going into a shootout. Anything can happen in a shootout. And of course, LAFC bombed it in the shootout. It is what it is, right? Seattle did it the week before or a couple weeks prior against Minnesota in a game where they also did the exact same thing. They took a 2-0 lead early only to cough it back up. So it is what it is, right? These things tend to happen in football, but congratulations to Vancouver, pushing it to a shootout and getting it. So it is what it is. So Vancouver now is in the Western Conference Finals. They will face the winner of Minnesota, San Diego. And I would probably assume that San Diego probably has the advantage on that one. But let's go ahead and take a look around Major League Soccer real quick, as I will give you the schedule for the remaining games. So let's see. Obviously today, I didn't realize that was almost 1 o'clock in the morning, but today at 5 o'clock Eastern, Cincinnati will host Inter Miami. That game will also be here on Stateside Footy, as I will be doing that live stream. 7:45, Philadelphia will host NYCFC. And then on Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern, San Diego will face Minnesota. So that will be Cincinnati versus Miami will be here on Stateside Footy tomorrow at 5. So that should be fun. So let's see. We have Blinken, huh? Nice coverage. Just subscribe. He's going to the Philly NYCFC game. Congrats, man. Hopefully that is good. And then we have Bonku Martinez sucks. The funny thing is Martinez had an opportunity to win it, and that was the thing. In that second overtime period, they just could not find the winner. They had, God damn it, man, they had at least 4 different opportunities to bury it, and they just couldn't find it. Moran had a flick that he flicked wide. Martinez put one over the crossbar, and it's like, dude, man, it is what it is. It just is what it is. Let's see. Hold on real quick. Just before I go, let's see. By the way, just to clarify, in the USL, the championship yesterday, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are your USL championship winners, as they beat FC Tulsa 5-3 in a shootout. So congratulations to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds on winning the USL championship. So, there it is, right? So, listen, man, I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank my guy Ace, who's always got my back. I'll probably see him tomorrow. I want to thank Bonku 59.78. We have Blanken. Let's see who else we have. We have Andy Marsh. We have Kevin Goru. Good to see you. We have this guy right here. We have Manuel. So I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who participated in the chat today. I also want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. It's always fun to do these MLS playoff live streams. As this channel grows and the more that I understand how to use some of these other programs, maybe the live stream improves. We'll see how it plays out, man. I'm getting used to certain software because I actually do want to enhance the live stream as well too. It's just an issue of time and then also learning how layouts work and all that other stuff. So obviously it's going to be a slow burn, but hopefully by World Cup 2026, hopefully the layouts for the live stream will be great. So, we'll see how it plays out. But again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Quick reminder to make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bells as well too, because listen, man, this channel is growing exponentially. So obviously, man, the more that you guys hit the notification bell, the more you're going to be kept up to date with all the upcoming content here on Stateside Footy. But also, as we get closer to 500, man, we're going to be doing some really cool things once we start monetizing the channel and all that good stuff. So again, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons and help get some of this stuff out there, for the algorithm. Let's see. We have Mascara. Thanks for the commentary, man. Thanks for tuning in, man. We have YPE 777. So frustrating. LAFC should have been to the game. Yeah. 100%. All right, guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Unfortunately, I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I will see you later today, as we do have a couple live streams going. We have Tottenham Hotspur versus Arsenal in the first leg of the North London Derby. That's going down at about 11:20. A little bit later today. And of course, we will also have another MLS playoff live stream with Cincinnati hosting Inter Miami. So tomorrow it will be a doubleheader here for the live stream. So hope to see you guys there and have a good night, guys.
Rusted goalposts under fading skies.